9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
WBSU Bulldog Nation Radio streaming worldwide from your favorite HBCU, Bowie State University. I'm sitting right here with my co-host,
Lee.
and we're sitting down with a former Bulldog, and he's coming here to talk a little bit about his business in front of Cashland headquarters. So first off, let's start with your name.
I'm Omar Scott of Ambitious Moguls. We are a consultant brand. I do business development consulting, business management. I'm really a guy you come to when you're a CEO and you're lacking like a chief operating officer. You know what I'm saying? But I have a lot of subject matter experts and business owners in my network. So even things outside of my expertise, I'm able to put together systems and do project management and basically put people in positions to fill in gaps and win together collectively. You feel? You also met me because of my cold pressed juice business, which we're now infusing.
Yes, we did.
Sea moss gel, with fresh cold pressed juices, and really just putting healthy things out there into the streets, man. Healthy thoughts, healthy ways of just living, and I think our personal lives bleed into our business lives. You know what I'm saying? So, Ambitious Moguls, birthed AM Wellness because it's still about being connected to the root, but evolving and having different elements of what we do. So I'm a former Bulldog. I didn't graduate, but I'm very close with a lot of alumni. Somebody just like a brother to me, 20-year friend that I met on Bowie campus, Joe Inkwell. He was a big part of the Bowie alumni that hosted CIAA that just ended yesterday.
Which was in Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore.
Exactly. So shout out to Inkwell. Somebody I've been doing a lot of business years ago. We were young dudes, like 18, 19, and we were like, yo, you gonna be Diddy and I'm gonna be, Jay-Z. And they were calling me Dame Dash in high school anyway, but I always have just been about learning the business of the things we involve ourselves in. And now at 38, man, I'm living a life where I get to really do things that I care about with people I care for and just create and solve problems and just watch things elevate and evolve and make money as a byproduct of just doing things that just really feel right to do.
Okay, and you said you was a former Bulldog. What year?
So I graduated high school in '01. I was a class of the millennium. And I don't tell youngins, to just follow my lead and not completing college. But I was a national security agency high school intern my senior year of high school. So when I started college, I knew I wanted to be information technology. Back then, business and information technology weren't even, that's now like one subject in Bowie. Like that's actual a degree, but back in the day, you had to do a dual major if you wanted to do both. Okay. I cared about the computers and the tech because I knew that was the quickest way to make money. I was doing programming and stuff like that in high school. But I also knew that, business itself, really understanding the brain and what makes things work behind the business was everything. So I got thrown into a cryptology unit with some of the world's best mathematicians and then like military minds and like people that could tell like an aircraft carrier full of jets to go destroy something or whatever were the kind of people that we interacted with because we were literally collecting information, having Arabic language decipher it so we could figure out how to move. And when 9/11 happened, that really defined the beginning of my career. I was a freshman at Bowie.
Okay.
I was in freshman, I think I was in health class on Bowie campus when 9/11 happened. So y'all are younger, y'all might not really think about 9/11 and that might not have impacted you. It changed the world. Like, how to even go to the airport, get on a plane. I'm working at NSA at Fort Meade, so it was like, you'd be sitting in like 2 miles of traffic just to get on a military post because they don't know who's trying to blow something up. Mm-hmm. It like literally changed the world. And at 23, as a college, I thought I was taking a break, but I never came back. But at 23, I was making $100,000 a year. That war and people having clearances in the DMV, it was making us little fortunes and stuff. But then it also ruined a lot of people's lives. I got buddies that got sent to the war as military people. I played the game as a civilian. And at one point, I was trying to go to Iraq and Afghanistan and take contracts back in the day just because people were like soldiers of fortune. They were trying to hit big licks, sit in the desert for a year and come back with like $250,000 and crazy stuff. So stuff that a lot of people may not care about now, but like we're seeing Russia and Ukraine are at war. This stuff triggers me. It makes me think of all of these things where I didn't go out to the battlefields, but I supported people that did. So I just say that to say that's a little bit more history and background on like what made me go in the path that I went in my 20s and not coming back to Bowie. But I feel a way about not graduating from Bowie sometimes. No. So anybody that's up there, man, finish your degree. But I'll tell you this, man, I teach people how to make money in short periods of time. So education is deeper than just sitting in the classes, about getting mentored and being around people that have experience. We in Cashland today because it's been one of my mentors. He taught me so much about fashion. First person ever sponsored me and give me clothes for free. You know what I'm saying? So you start thinking about the game differently when people share, their way of playing the game and their knowledge and wisdom with you. Then I stay around homies that are younger than me, that they keep me fresh and coming up with better ways to use the technology and stuff that sometimes we wouldn't think about as being the older dudes in the game and stuff. So,
your business a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. So it's some business management majors, and I know that Malik wanted to talk to you about some of the early startings of your business, how you got it running, and certain things that you need to watch out, and we should look for while we're in college to pretty much help us.
Absolutely.
So when creating a business, how did you go about actually creating your LLC?
So creating an LLC, for me, is as simple as going to the IRS.gov, and you literally can create an EIN. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not registered, that you're in good standing with the state, because you still got to pay for your licensing and things of that nature. Right. You'd open up your business bank accounts. But literally, I just say like 3 steps that are like 3 major parts of it. Now you can start getting into things like, all right, do I want to trademark the name of my business and stuff like that? And even myself, there's times where I have ideas and start running with something and making money with it before I even do all of the paperwork. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's the government is going to tell you to always do the paperwork first, but the reality of it is, man, like, me, I'm a dude that I come from the culture of hip hop and the street hustle. I had a grandfather that was a farmer that I literally watched him grow fruits and vegetables and sell them out the back of a truck. I don't know if he paid taxes on that. I doubt he had an LLC. My grandfather had an 8th grade education. You know what I'm saying? So to me, America is still built on the back of that. The small man commerce, the dollars that the government never even think about. Baltimore City, we call this city Cashland and Charm City. These are places that attract people from all over the world to spend money on all kinds of things. Right. We're literally a block or 2 away from the casino. People come in town and they want to feed their vices and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And a place like Cashland has flipped it and made it a positive thing. My man has literally created an empire off of clothes, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he a dude that got it out of the mud and seen it from a lot of different angles, man. It's just inspiring. Like places like this, they become fixtures in communities. There's dozens of people that have worked for him. You know what I'm saying? They're literally the space we're sitting in was somebody else's store inside of this store. You know, because he was operating as an incubator for other small businesses and having programs teaching people how to start their clothing stores. So to me, it's just it's strength and not always waiting on like somebody to stamp it and say that that's what you are. You got to look at how the community treats you and who you are and your community and decide what you're going to be in that. Do it by the book, but at the same time, man, do it from your heart first, man. Do it for your people. You know what I'm saying? Like do it with what's around you, and don't wait. Oh man, I need to have it. I don't have the money to pay for this part of it, so I'm not. Well, can you develop some type of proof of concept of your product? Start with that and run with it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's about taking every part of that, the hustle and the sound business mind. You know what I'm saying?
So when actually creating the business and further, did your credit play a part into that?
Yes, and I'll be honest. I'm actually going through a rebuild phase with some credit right now. Because there's been times in this place called Cashland where I touched so much cash I started living off the grid and not using my credit and things of that nature. And I was a young dude that had great credit, but I'll be honest, when the Afghan-Iraq war ended and the troops came back and trillions of dollars of federal spending got froze, it threw me into a bit of a loop where I had this fixed income for all these many years.
Right.
I dumped money into a studio where the recession made our lenders pull before we were about to get credit to create a studio, and me and my partner still chose to just fund it out of the pocket. So I went in a hole for like a few years with that business. And then once I was ready, all right, I'm getting certain things back in place. I wanted to buy some real estate and stuff. My career falls out from under me, something that was paying me a minimum of like $100 grand a year. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up coming to Baltimore. I taught college for a while. I helped a couple people with political campaigns and did a lot of different things I didn't even think I would really do to really just, like revitalize my life. It was kind of crazy because it put me in a space where people wanted to hire me but didn't have funding to hire, and you just was like I was like, man, I just got to be an alchemist. I got to make do with. I know I got off track with the initial question a little bit, but I'm literally just kind of recollecting, man. Like I started a career as a teenager that most people wouldn't start till they're like well into their 20s or almost 30. So it's like my life was almost at 38. I feel like I'm doing things I wished I would have done when I was way younger, and it just makes me feel young. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And still not be like it's not really old. Like being in this age, like my big bro Cashland, I think he told me he 50 now, and like when I'm like, I can't even believe that's his age, because to me he just hasn't aged in like the 15 years I've known him. Okay. And I feel like I still feel like that 26, 27-year-old dude that's in good shape. My knees hurt sometimes when I go up a stair or two, but the reality of it is, I play sports and stuff anyway, so even little aches and pains, I've been used to that stuff for years. Like I just feel like you gotta put yourself in a certain, like you gotta like put like this force field around you and keep yourself in like the energy space. Like I know the world is always changing, and I'm hip to what's going on with politics and the wars and the economy and stuff like that. But I like live in my own little universe. Like I created, like I tell people in business, like you're the sun and you got to create a solar system around you. And Cashland would be a planet in my solar system. Wealth and Abundance, Angel Park brands out where Ambitious Moguls, the Juice, Inkwell Studios. These are all things where when you look at me, like I'm shedding light on all these other things. It's dozens of planets floating around me. You know what I'm saying? And when you treat yourself that way, when you're selling yourself and you're selling parts of your branding and stuff, it's not about always trying to get people to buy every planet at the same time. But there's a lot of times when they needed to visit 3 of those places anyway, and they glad you didn't just give them a little slither and you like, hey, like, nah, I can feed you, I can clothe you, I can get you fit, you know what I'm saying? I can help you develop your business. Like that's what Ambitious Moguls is about. So I'm just trying to be the Winston Churchill of this. This is like my United Nations. I'm bringing together the superpowers and the thinkers and the leaders and stuff. When me and my guys sit around and talk, we talk about Black History Month is literally the end of the day. We talk about Frederick Douglass, people that built Baltimore. Like I know a dude that owns Frederick Douglass's house that turned that into an Airbnb and a museum and stuff like that. These are young 30-something-year-old men and stuff, so we just in a space to where it's like we know we're going to be a part of history in our time, and we got to take it that serious because it's a young dude that he going to look at our history and be inspired to make his history and stuff. So like I was telling you, you told me you already mentoring people and stuff like that. Like if you're 16, there's a 10-year-old watching you, be on your stuff, you know what I'm saying? Right. If you're 10, there's a 5-year-old. Like we was raised to be men, and I have a lot of military-minded people around me. So we was really kind of raised soldierish, but it's a lot of good ways of moving in that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also a free spirit. I'm a hippie half the time. But order and discipline, man, it do so much for the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? That's what I be pushing with everything I'm doing right.
So as you can see, we're sitting in one of your planets right now.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go ahead and dive into another planet.
Okay.
The health and wellness.
Yeah.
And how important is health today, just outside the Black community? You can talk
outside of COVID, man. If this COVID stuff didn't make you think, like healthy people, old people, young people, everybody got affected and lost life because of this. And if what you're putting in yourself and how that make like, I see people with beautiful cars and sometimes I hear them knocking because they don't get oil change. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the
I'm
same.
One of those cars.
But it's like we gotta stop putting dang, it looked like Pimp My Ride on the outside. Oh, it ain't even an engine under the hood yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to do it to buy the rims before he even get the car. You know, like, you know, me, I'd rather have something that can run, that can move, and I can piece it together and put love in it. You know, so like your body, your body is your temple, but this is literally a machine. It's an electrical signal that your heart beat like. If that, you know, if you don't tune your machine up, bro, like, and you know, and it's funny because like people that are fit, yeah, they tend to be attractive people, but they're also letting you know just in appearance like how much they value themselves. They're doing particular things, but some of us could be you can have a 6-pack and still be sickening. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's to me, diet. I'm 38. I just found out my blood pressure was a little high. I'm on the move. I got to stop eating this much sodium and fried things and. You know, I smoke, like they told me that affects it and stuff. So, you know, and you know, it's just, I'm not Dr. Sebi. I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? But I'm very mindful, you know, and I think being at least halfway right is always going to have you ticking longer than being not right at all, you know what I'm saying? So even if we drink alcohol and smoking some bud and all these other things, eating fast food sometimes, we got to still balance it out. I'd be like, damn, when the last time I had some raw food? When I had a salad? You know, dang, I'm on the move and move quick. Okay, so it makes sense for me to keep a few juices in the backpack when I run out of the house and stuff. So I'm pushing things that make sense to my lifestyle. They were tested on me before people actually asked me to turn certain parts of what I just was doing for me that I would just share with them because they're around me. Like, bro, you need to get this to the world, you know what I'm saying? So, and when it comes to anything related to flavor and taste and stuff, man, I take pride in that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like cooking, grilling, everything, you know, so you know, I feel like eventually I'm gonna be like a restaurant owner or something like that. But you know, for me, like the health is and especially when it comes to food, it's about things that really taste great, but still are giving us what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like my juices, man. Sometimes I'm satisfying the itch I want from candy with them, but I'm putting a whole daily serving of sea moss in me with an 8-ounce bottle and stuff, man. It's just about I'm smoking my jade to my juice in the morning. You know, so it's just about the balance, man.
And so you said
health as well.
What's some of the ingredients that you have that you're able to disclose? Not the secret ingredient, but
I mean, I can tell you the ingredients. So, like, with my most popular flavor is the Caribbean Recovery. It's pineapple, mango, Fuji apple, navel orange, and ginger. Now I'm infusing that with like a full tablespoon of sea moss gel. So, I mean, like literally, you got properties in the ginger, the pineapple, and it'll help you with digestion. All kind of vitamins, minerals, you know, the immunity boosting, even the sea moss it has amino acids in it. So like you lift the weights, you exercise, it will help you with muscle recovery and rebuilding and stuff. You know, I'm not afraid to put that out there. We need to understand the healthy benefits of these things. Mango literally has terpenes in it. Like it'll extend your high if you're a weed smoker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm in California with this most of the time, so it's real normal for us to talk about cannabis culture, but it's legal in Maryland now too. You know, so you know, like the cannabis culture, like people are really asking me to start infusing and stuff a lot more too. And then even with the CBD, there's so many healthy benefits of that. You know, so I would really, as much as I've Googled and I know so many facts, there's so many of them, man. Like, I'm about to update the website for y'all because it's just so much stuff to read and absorb, things I come across that I'll you know, reiterate it in a condensed form. But man, like this is stuff like I want people excited about learning these things and how you can really tune your body and send yourself outside more prepared, more charged up, just based off of the side of what you put in yourself.
Okay, so for a person like me, right? Heavy McDonald's, heavy fast food diet, right?
A Bowie State normal.
Bowie State normal. You know what I'm saying? Chick-fil-A is back and forth.
And look, but I was up Bowie when the dollar menu came out.
Oh yeah, y'all was going crazy. Y'all was getting stuff supersized.
Man, I was one of the few young dudes really working with a good job and stuff around some of my friends. So, hey, 20 double cheeseburger. Like, we just going crazy with it, man. But I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good. You good.
I thought the dollar menu was
all
McDonald's time.
I didn't know that was a new thing.
Yeah.
So for somebody like me who is, you know, not really engaged in the healthy side of things and stuff like that, don't work out that often, heavy, you know, high sodium diet, high sugar diets and stuff like that I be engaged in, how can you market it to someone? 'Cause I know I'm not the only one. That's like there's a whole, you know, all the HBCUs are pretty much the same, like heavy fast.
I mean, what they say the freshman 15 and things.
Yeah,
like,
stuff like that.
We got an issue with new challenges, y'all, man. You know, we gonna have you know the fresh, like we gonna turn freshmen out on CMOS their first year. You know, we gonna have them doing yoga on campus and stuff the first year. So, and I'm talking a little trash or whatever. I mean, it's funny. Like I have friends that motivate me and pull me to come and do things like yoga with them in the park and stuff. And you know, it's just about the habits that you know, we tend to trend on what we're watching happen around us, man. But like sometimes we just got to take that stand and just be like, yo, I want to be the one. I want to. Everybody doing this now. I'm gonna shake it up. You know what I'm saying? Because when I look at y'all nice looking dudes, you look like y'all play ball or something like that. So when you say like, well, I don't work out,
that's the McDonald's right there.
It's a blessing if your genetics allow you to get away with it. But I'm telling you, your knees, your joints, different things is going to start affecting you even when you looking jiggy, but you dehydrated. You know, your muscles is becoming like you ever seen a rubber band when it start dry rotting and stuff?
Yeah.
You're not lubricating the joints and things. You're not putting the right stuff in. You know? So
my knee definitely sounded like Dorito bag when I got in the car.
For a dude like you, we can't be too complacent and just being proud to say, yeah, I'm with all the shits. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, Grandma. I'm gonna bleep that one out.
I've been good this one too. Y'all lucky y'all just got one out of me. But you know, long story short, man, like I just challenge you, bro. I gained so much weight between like 17 and 21 and had like sleep apnea issues my father had and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a sleep study. I used to have to sleep with this breathing machine, all kind of stuff. So, and then in my mid 20s, I got it together, and I got people were like, man, like you want to just work out all the time your whole life. Even now at 38, there's times I've kind of fluctuated, but after being in such bad shape in my early 20s, I refuse. Even if I'm not on it like that, I never get like all the way crazy with just being off deck, man, because it's just like, man, like I've had a lot of money, I've took L's and stuff, but when you feel good and your body is together and that's affecting your mind and everything too, you like, well, dang, you know. Like I remember man, God bless the dead, man, my man T-Lane, he's an artist I managed in my early 20s. He passed away about 6-7 months ago. But he had a song, and he used to say, if my body parts moving, then you know I'm okay. Like, it don't matter if anything in the world go left, if you still got your body and your mind. You know what I'm saying? Even your brain, you skip breakfast, your brain isn't even processing oxygen and stuff the way it is if you're not even feeding yourself. How many people in college just run around all day or just eat you know what I'm saying? So, and it lets me know how brilliant y'all are because we do the worst things to ourselves and y'all still graduate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but just imagine how much more aptitude and energy and everything else when you just doing more of the right things. I'm not saying don't eat the McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes it's actually cheaper to eat the right things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in the long run.
And you'll break yourself out of the habits over time. Like, I used to love sugary drinks all the time, so I had to drink Crystal Light for a while. Then it got to the point where I can drink water most of the time. But yeah, if I'm smoking, I do want something to cleanse my palate. But I prefer cold pressed juice. I like real things, you know what I'm saying? Like, so again, like everything related to my brands is about like authenticity and stuff is just real to me. And I'm not preaching to nobody, but hey, you might live a little longer following my lead. You might make a couple more dollars following my lead, you know. And my life is proof of that.
Okay, so Malik, I know you tried it. You tried a sample of his juice. So tell me your experience trying that.
Oh, it was. I think I had the mango.
Yeah, you had the Caribbean Recovery, the pineapple, mango, apple, orange, ginger.
I didn't know what sea moss really was, but I know I couldn't taste it.
Right, and that's really the thing. A lot of people they don't like the taste. You can almost when we process it, it smells a little oceany and stuff.
Right, that was the only thing I could. When you take a whiff of it, it was just more of a. You could smell it, but when you actually drink it, it wasn't nothing. Like I said, I don't know what sea moss is, but if I ate sea moss for the first time, I'm pretty sure I would know.
You had it for the first time.
It was
a
cool.
couple days ago. Yeah,
it was cool. Okay,
yeah, he smashed that little juice quick.
Yeah, 1 in the morning, I'll be all right.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's definitely
Hey, ready to go to the after hours.
Is there anything that you want to touch on with him about business? Because I know you. I think you're a business marketing and management major.
Yeah, that's one question. So when you were marketing, like he just said, trying to find those people that eat those unhealthy things, and the people that's just not really in the space or the mindset to want to branch out and just drink something that's tasty, even though it is healthy. How do you, for business owners or future business owners, just the opposite of what you're trying to do, how do you market to those people and how do you get their attention?
People that aren't interested in what I'm doing? Honestly, samples. When you're selling consumables, man, that's one of the easiest things, to let a person taste it. So one of the first places I posted up at my gym, I work out in North Hollywood. Keep in mind I'm in LA, so people are a little bit more health conscious out there anyway.
Right.
So it's like, even like some of your most hardcore thugs are going to juice bars daily and stuff like that. So I already knew that. Like, I'm a poker player, man. I know when I got ace in my head. You know what I'm saying? I know how to play my cards and what's coming out in front of me. And I sell high value items. Like, if I'm coaching a business owner and I'm being nice about it, I want to use $1,000 a month to just like talk to you on the phone, give you game, help you manage like a Google Drive folder to organize your life a bit. So sometimes it's easier to have that $5-10 impulse buy. Something to where even I know, like, when I give it away, it's not costing me so much. Like, it's like buying a girl that sold out the vending machine, for me to give a drink. You know how many pretty girls I've given a juice to? You know what I'm saying? And if nothing else, I'm getting pictures and videos that I'm going to curate all my social media with. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the pretty women, I use pretty women to sell it, which makes guys buy it just because they just want to talk to them. Like, come on, like, I got a background in nightlife promotion, man. I've been doing hip hop since I was a teenager, bro. Like, if you're not no cool, fly dude, there's just certain things you ain't supposed to be in the street talking about. So, like, this stuff, I guess I'm telling you I'm a cool, fly dude, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking trash.
Shameless plug.
At the end of the day, though, like, I've been off the porch since I was a little kid, getting dropped off at the kiddie dances, the teen dances, knowing a little bit of everybody wherever I'm at, you know what I'm saying? If my man got something for sale, want to come to him to get it, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So this stuff was just naturally programmed into me. In the MySpace era, I was finding hackers that had software to where I could automate saying, okay, in this zip code, I want every woman between the age of this and this to see something on Mark. Like, I always, like, in the 90s, we were getting the America Online disc to get free to get 60 hours of free internet time. This is back when you still got the internet in hours. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in chat rooms talking to people all over the country and just starting to just learn people and not have a fear about figuring out what do people want. Sometimes they don't know they want it until you educate them about it. And I've never been afraid that I'm an educator by nature, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a business coach, a business consultant, that's like, I don't mind teaching people. I don't just want to cripple you and make you have to need me. Like, if I pass away tomorrow, I want you to be like, man, I'm ready. Obi-Wan Kenobi passed the game to Luke. You know what I'm saying? Yoda passed the game to Luke. You feel me? Like, and it's funny because even fiction like Star Wars and certain things and stuff that I drew from, and even as a little kid, just like kind of looking at life, like, you better know some old heads and know a whole lot more than you. You better have some dudes you can run around. Luke was a by the book dude, but he ran with Han Solo, the smuggler. You know what I'm saying? So you better a book everybody in Bennett should read is The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. He talks about how you should look at people around you, how information spreads to them. And he gives you even titles of like, this person is a maven because when they talk about something, everybody listens. You might really have a game. He be talking about foolishness, but you become friends with him and you get him to talk about your game. Now you just enlighten the whole community and stuff. Right. So I don't need to go to college. I'm gonna go talk to the dudes to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so
that's valid.
But everybody just need to learn their role, but understand everybody else's role and how to play and sync with each other, man. Becoming a millionaire is hard to do by yourself. That, like, I want to be a millionaire in the next 24 months, and I think realistically I could do it. But I think I'm gonna have at least 20 people in tight sync with me about particular areas of my business.
You answered my next question. Yeah. If you don't have other parties helping, how many would you like to help?
Yeah, man, like, You know, even when y'all like these days, it's all these power, BMF, all of these hustle shows. It's still showing you the basics of like, yo, it's organizations that control any major commerce and anything. Right. The United States government, the Russians. Russia is fighting the Ukraine because they really split years ago, and people want to own land and the resources on it. They're really having a civil war right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, man. Like the world is a crazy place, man, but it's a beautiful place. You just gotta get what you're supposed to get out of this thing, man. And stay spiritually in tune, man. Like catch your blessing. Be a part of the blessing. Like sometimes God is using you as like the vessel to make things happen. So hopefully somebody catches something right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what are some of the things that you want you have coming out in the near future that you're able to talk about?
I mean, man, I've been in Burbank, California. Actually, I've been in LA for about 18 months, but specifically Burbank became my incubator. Shout out to Lonnie K, owner of the Tomb 4K. We're an 8,000 square foot facility in Burbank, California. Everything from radio to film gets made there. I work on production on Frenzy Broadcasting inside of this facility. We produced the Edie Amin show. That was one of Tupac's like right hand man. He's rapping on Hit 'Em Up, Hail Mary, a bunch of songs with Bob. We also have After Party Radio Show. Shout out my man Fatel. These are people that really gave me such a spring. Princess Rashawn, Big Percy, folks that are like tied to legendary people in Hollywood, and I have so much film that's about to drop. I've been making so much film the past year, I haven't even been updating it and putting it on my YouTube and my website because I'm just living in these moments. And then I jumped into the juice business like 8 months ago. But you guys are about to see so much stuff, man. I need media interns, man. I do so much filming because I'm around so many cool moments. I just need to be able to dump stuff into the cloud and just somebody download it and chop it for me. Because
what's your YouTube, man?
My YouTube is Risk Takers, RISKTAKERS, Anonymous, ANONYMOUS, all spelled correctly.
I'll make sure I drop that in the lower third for y'all.
Right, Risk Takers Anonymous, man. Like I'm a risk taker, man. Like from business minds, military minds, trappers. All of that culture made me who I am, you know what I'm saying? And people in college, y'all taking a risk with going into debt and everything else, hoping you walk away with something that's going to find you fortunate and not have you stressed out about paying your bills and stuff. So, you know, I try to program a thought process. Like, actually the funny thing, the first time I thought about Risk Takers Anonymous, in my mind, I had to go to I called it a marijuana charge before Maryland legalized things. And part of my probation, they made me go to like Narcotics Anonymous and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'd really be in there with like people that really had some serious opioid addictions and stuff. Like, man, why they got me here? But it also humbles you, man. You hear people's stories and stuff. And I was like, man, what if they made us go to like an Alcoholics and Narcotics Anonymous meeting, but about like hustling or taking risks on things. And I hear to be like, yo, I'm Omar, man. And I can't stop building bit. Like, and I literally have girls that I date stuff that are like, yo, you're always in the future. You're always talking about business. Why don't you be present? And I'm like, maybe I do need to go. Maybe I need it. But it's about balance. The same way we talk about the food. We gotta sometimes just be like, man, it's a beautiful day, man. I'm gonna just absorb this. You know, I'm gonna just put my phone down and just enjoy my people I love being around. You know, so everything, you know, that just goes into making us who we are and just being balanced, man. I'm trying to program and do the things I talk about. Ambitious Moguls, you know. I was inspired by Moguls, the Diddy's, you know, Russell Simmons and, you know, Donald Trump when I was a little kid and stuff like that, even before he became the president and irritated everybody. He was a person. I'm like, dang, he went bankrupt and bounced back. But I also learned too, like the white folks have learned that's how to play the game and stuff and big business and stuff too. So it's just so many things that you know, I'm a wordsmith, man. I almost kind of feel like getting back into my music lane again, man, because Benny the Butcher and a lot of guys in my age bracket, we just talking about life and the way we seen it, and it's entertaining people, and I can do that. But I'm really enjoying this today, man. You know, folks been telling me I need to be doing more radio and stuff, and even getting back in the booth. But
I got a game. It's going to be called Quick Fire for y'all. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you these questions.
And I'm going to the airport after that. What time is it?
4:19.
All right, cool.
So we're going to do quick fire for you. And I'm going to ask you these questions. You're going to have 3 seconds to respond.
Already.
Okay, so It's gonna start off easy, then it's gonna get a little bit harder.
Okay.
3 things you can't live without.
3 things I can't live without. Food, water, and love.
Okay. Who are you proud of the most?
Who am I proud of? Proud of me. I'm proud for not jumping off the ledge, man, when there was times where evolution didn't feel very comfortable. But man, I'm just proud of anybody from the DMV, man, anybody up Bowie State, man. I'm proud of us, man.
Okay, worst advice you've ever received?
Worst advice I ever received. Still doing that little music thing, or little stuff like that, man. People just not really encouraging and throwing gasoline on your fire, man. But like that stuff, it runs off me like I got Scotch Guard on me. I don't even remember no particular quote in general.
Okay.
Open the studio. I should have never opened a recording studio.
Okay, there you go. Open the studio.
With the person I opened it with.
Your most prized possession?
My brain, my life, my spirit.
Sorry, Grandma again. Your Mount Rushmore of hip hop.
Mount Rushmore, Jay-Z, Nas, Jeezy. Who I've been listening a lot of, man.
I think that's.
I'm gonna put Alchemist. Anybody that did Alchemist,
right?
Alchemist produced and spit some gangster stuff over his stuff, man. I like dusty samples and just raw, colorful, vivid lyricism and stuff. West Side Gun. That's one of the dudes really inspired me in this era. And if y'all don't know who that is, and Griselda Records, Benny the Butcher, Google that, yo. These dudes literally took subculture and being exactly who they were and got stupid dumb rich off of it. Just being authentic. The game is about being a cult leader. If you can't build a church for what it is you're doing, and I don't mean literally opening up like a church with the Christian cross, but if you're not building a culture, cult is the root of the word culture, that you can lead people in and they want to follow you somewhere and change their life in it and be inspired, which it's not always just people building positive cults, but I pray that we all are building flocks of people that we're leading somewhere, leading them through the water like Moses would, and not just into the fire. But the game, like I said, it's about building culture, man, and really knowing that you don't have to adapt to anything mainstream. You just got to know who you represent and who you speak to, and key in on exactly who them people are. And then sometimes you luck up and people outside of that like you too. And if none of that happens, you go mainstream.
And my final one is describe yourself in one word.
Unstoppable.
Okay, I like that. It's always a pleasure to sit down with you. I'm glad we was able to meet up.
We about to do a lot more of this, man. I don't know if John Cash want to get in the hot seat, but I know Inkwell is up already. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the proprietor.
Go ahead, get a little low with it.
Okay, getting a little low, yeah. Thanks for coming through.
Yes,
appreciate y'all.
Thanks for having me.
He got a super fresh today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he got us right.
Dog.
Yeah, no problem, man. Quality goods.
Already.
And you tune in to WBSU Bulldog Nation Radio streaming worldwide from your favorite HBCU, Bowie State University.